Okay, now we're back again. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to treat the foliage that's over here. And we're going to keep it a very simple monochromatic green, very little variation. I'm going to do the same over here. I may put some accentuate this. It depends on my design. But this is your first read, your second read, and your third read in the back. Okay? So let's do that. I'm only going to do one section. I'm going to do this section here for the demo, and then I'll cut and come back. I'll paint the rest. It gets too long if we don't do that. And we're going to get on to bigger and better things. So let's do that, and watch me closely. All right, we're going to go with our olive green. Same old, same old. Now, anytime you go to the canvas or to the watercolor paper or whatever, you've got to be able to draw. You've got to draw and be one with your subject. Now, I'm going to draw a beautiful form. I want a nice, beautiful form. It's not just anything. It's a change of pace. We're going to get one beautiful form against another. This one's going to be a little thicker, a little more elaborate. I'm going to just put in my leaf form. I'm going to put in another passage here. Remember in the beginning we said we were going to try to marry these two forms together. We're going to bring the smaller trees together. We changed because we thought it was a good idea, and that's what we're going to do. All right, I want to touch here. I'm going to come up here. Now, get some nice form going. Nice linear pattern in there is really important. Because it's an organic read, so let's make sure that we get some nice linear pattern with a softer leaf forms. I'm going to keep that real nice and simple. I'd like this to go to nothing. Wouldn't that be fun? Voila. I want to get one read of a real nice color, a nice statement. I don't know what my lighting could be. Anyway, you'll see this when it dries. Okay, there's a I'll pull this over a little more. I'll make that transition made. Understood? Yeah, let's just keep that there for the time being, and then we will see what we will see as we go. Okay, let's put a bottom on this guy. Now I inversed what you see in the photo. It's my right to do that. We always have the right to do artistic choices, and I've done that. Okay, that's how I'm handling this guy. I'm going to just a touch of blue, just a touch of blue to make the transition to here to here. Okay, now I'm going to do the left side the same way. All right, let's get going again. Now, I have completed the background about this where I want it to be. I'm going to come over here. Now, I added a fill color in here, and I eliminated the aggressivity here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do my definitive light choices right now, because all of the light that you see here will be reflected into the water. So I'm going to make my choices, and the painting is painting itself. Now I'm finding that there's a color I really like. This is this kind of a peachy color here. I'm going to incorporate it in my painting. I think it's a great counterbalance for the colors that are in here. So let's own that. I'm going to paint a little more opaque watercolor. I've added a bluer passage here to bring up the chroma. I've just indicated the trees, that less painting out of focus, less painting, more painting the objects that are you want to tell the story. You want them to read one, two, and then the rest goes away. All right, now I'm going to finish all of my lights right now. And I'm going to go to my yellow. And I need more, as usual. I'm always running late here. So let's go. Get this guy going. And let me get this guy going right here. Okay. Let's get a nice passage. Let's get a nice color that resonates. If it has a little more of an orange or I'm gonna get a transition right in here, because this is our light source. You don't want to overdo it. And then I want the highlight on that. Just one or two little guys. That should do it right there. That's enough. I like that. Now let's go for that peach. And that peach would be alizarin crimson. I'll put alizarin crimson and pick it up with the yellow if I can. Let's see what we got. No, that's not it. So let's go from here now. I don't like this form I've just painted. I just don't like it. So I want to get a little more of a cluster of color. A cluster is much better. It's not as, it has more organizational qualities to it, so we'll do that, and that's good. And I'll come back. I may have to go with some white in my painting, which I don't like to do, but I shall do. All right, that's good. I'm okay with that now, for the time being. Okay, I got out the white paint. I'm going to just work this one little area. This is a great complementary color right here. It's gonna. I want to use this stuff. So I'm gonna come in here, and I'm gonna find my form. I'm going to take the form behind the tree. And that should do it. Now I'd love to get an accent somewhere here to pull it through space, and we shall. And that should just about do it right there. Should just about do it. Voila. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to paint water. I talked earlier about placing all of my lights, my colors here, making sure that I know where my forms are. So now what we do, we just take tracing paper and we trace the image. Do your darks. Do your dark forms. Trace your dark forms, your light forms. Light forms, the same here. Your trees, we're going to do the trees. All of the form that are in the foreground. These are the forms that are in the foreground, not the background. This we can put in, it may show up. This we can put in. This we can put in. This we can put in. Dark form, light form, dark form, halftone, light form, dark, okay, light form. And I think I'll try to bring this in and maybe something like this. And that should do it. So now what we do is we just take our tracing paper and we turn it over. And we go like this. And this will be our water form right here. This is what we'll see in the water. Okay, now I'm going to trace that and I will get back to you as soon as I have it done. All right, now I'm going to show you how to paint the water. I've inversed the image, and I've traced what I want to say, how much information I want to put in the water. It's just like a mirror. Okay, let's go. I have chosen. Now this has nothing to do with the photo. I have chosen to go with a nice turquoise water. So let's go. And we're going to start here. And we're going to put a little bit of color everywhere. It's our color base. Now I put the yellow earlier. So this makes kind of a greenish water base. And it's a nice color for the for the painting and the overall feel of the painting. Let's keep that like that now. All right, now I'm going to reproduce in the wet paint the color we have there. Yellow. 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 Nice yellow passage here. And now while I'm at it, I'm going to do my green. And I'm going to change brushes because this is going to be intricate. I'm going to touch just a little more color in here. Let me just throw a little color up in here. Let's get my green going. Let's see how that takes. You want to have a nice fine line right here. Very, very fine. That's your water line. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Starting to dry over here, so I'm going to add a little more water. Add a little blue to my green. Because I'm in the mood. Okay, now we're going to try to do our Now what I'll do is to throw a edge on the foam. One or two little lines. Very, very few lines. Let's just see what we got here. I'm going to wait until it dries. And maybe I'll just throw one in there while it's wet. The problem is the paper is moving in space. It's undulating. So let's just do this. We'll let that be now, let it dry, and we'll see where we're going to go from here. Okay, cool. Okay, now we are going to finish our painting. I'm going to come in. I want to just put just a small glaze over my water. I want to get a little more depth. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to take this transparent water, very clean water, and I'm going to redo this area. I just want it to go down just a little bit before I do the boat. I'm just going to do like this. That picks up a little bit of pigment. And I'm going to mix a nice bunch of turquoise. You can see the turquoise here. It's ready to go. Have a little bit of green in there. And you will not even see, you'll just sense a little bit of a color variance here. Voila. I'll put a little in here. Pull that up just a tad. And there we go. I just wanted that to be a little deeper, a little more aggressive in color. That frames out the painting. It frames out the painting. Makes it a little more interesting. And what I like to do is I'm going to take my yellow down a little bit here. I'm going to put this guy back. And I'm going to take the yellow down with my turquoise. Just a little bit here. And maybe a little bit in here. Voila. Yeah, I'm going to keep that like that. And we'll do this. I'm liking that. This is a counterbalance. It's a little cooler. This is a little warmer. And I want one little go right here. Just want to get one little passage right here. All right, we are good. We are good. That has a little more of a water effect like that. It's kind of nice and soft. All right, let's go. Now I am going to dry this with a hairdryer, and I will be right back. Okay, now we're going to introduce the small figure on the boat that we can see right here. Now I put them in a little smaller than I thought I wanted to. I'm going to take off the mastic that I put on there, and we'll see what we have in store. Okay, let's go. Now we do that so we can have a nice crisp color. I didn't put it everywhere because I knew I want it to be dark at the end. This is kind of fun. Now you're sure to get a nice pure color when you have a white background like this. Okie doke. So let's get going. Now I prepared my watercolor palette here before. I got all my colors wet and they're ready to go. So ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, just to get a base color. Maybe I'll go over here and get a little bit of alizarin crimson, a little bit of green to get a dark, nice dark in there. Let's go back to my, there we go. There's a color we can work with. All right, now this is very technical. You have to be, you have to draw perfectly. And there is very little room for mistakes. So I'm just going to do my thing here. Always keeping in mind the overall form. I'm going to put a back on this guy. Alright, let's pull this through space. A nice horizontal. Nice horizontal. Pull this up. This boat has a particular charm to it. I'm not sure what kind of a boat it is, but it's a beautiful form. And I will try to reproduce that as best I can. Okay. Just take your time. I'm going to use some of the negative white space if I can here to create interest and form. It's a little high there, Stephen. Let's go back in and correct this line. All right. And we will do one more here and see what we come up with. I still don't understand how this is made. I think I'll just move this a little bit like this. Alright, now I'm going to see how that fits in the painting. Do I need another color mass? I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright, now the reflection, I'm going to keep a line if I can to show the viewer where the water line is, like we did here and here. And I'll see if I keep it or not. I don't know if I'll keep it or not. I'll just let you know. We'll try. We will do our best. Voila. we go now. And remember, these are ripples, and this is how we create the form. Now I'm going to paint the personage. Let me get that color in there. All right. And we want a nice red because it is red, and red would be a great complementary for the painting. So let's just do that. I'm going to get a color mass in there. And again, we're going to let the white of the paper come through. Now I'm going to go to the flesh. So the color itself is, you want it to be more dense than flesh color. So you take it down, just break it to break your flesh color. We're breaking it here with a little bit of blue. I know this is doesn't seem important, but it is. Just going to put it over here. Voila. Now it has to be perfect scale. Now I have to go and paint around that when the time is right. See the hand, and I'm going to blend here. I'll own that, and I'll own this. Voila. Okay. All right, let's just get going here. Come into my form. Now we're ready to go. Let's not forget, this is the fun part. All right, I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna let that dry, and I think let me see what we got here. See how it reads. I'm going to dry it quickly so we get going. Okay. That's good. I'm going to get rid of this little halo here. Then I'll come back in and start to go with my darkest darks. I'm going to take a little bit of turquoise, and I'm going to try to bring a little more color right in there. Let's just 1 second. Let me look for my tool here. You know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. I'm in the mood to do this. I'm in the mood to do this. A little bit of blue in there. There you go. All right. So let's continue to finish the personage. I go to my darkest dark right now. I'm going to go with my blue. A little bit of sienna. More blue. And I'm going to hit this guy right nice and hard here, because I'm in the mood. Yes, yes, yes. And over here. And I want to do some drawing now. I'm going to do some drawing. Okie doke, let's let that be. I'm going to let that dry. We'll get back to it. It looks like it could work. We'll just do some corrections here. You notice how much time we spend on these little figures? It's incredible the amount of time. But you've got to do that. It has to be right. The scale has to be right. The color has to be right. It just has to be right. You can't be out to lunch. You've got to be present. And that's it. I'll flood in some color in here a little later. Let's keep that going. Now what I want to talk about, now the painting now is almost, for all practical purposes, finished. And now we can come back in and we can diminish the light. We can, if the color is too strong, it's much easier to put this color on strong and then to come back in and to manipulate what you've done. Now this is a great tool. This is an electric eraser. You press the button, boom, boom. And if you want to bring color back, you want to take things, if you have an idea, you want to, now I had a second thought here. I wanted to get this a little lighter here. I'm not sure it's going to work, but I just wanted to do that. So you just move this guy around. If there's something you want to say, let's say you want this to be lighter here, just to hold that form. There we go. And also we have a tool that's wonderful, and it's this guy, an X-Acto knife. Okay, now for example, I see here that I have a foliage, I'd like to pull this, and I'd like to reproduce it here. Okay? So we just go right down to your paper, and there you go. You see? So all of these tools are at your disposition. So let's say I want to do this over here too, just for the heck of it. Wouldn't that be fun, right? So there you go. Nice line. All right, now maybe I want this a little lighter here. That'd be cool. Maybe a little lighter. They're really very fine, wonderful. Now another thing we can do is to put a beautiful, very simple, very, very, very thin line here on top, and that really makes water. Okay, let's see, where else would I like? Well, here we have an area here. If I were to pull that up, it looks like it's reflecting, you see? That's nice. There we go. For example, then here, let's say we want to bring that up. There you go. And let's say we want to bring this guy over here behind the form. Voila. Bring this up. Bring them over here. All right, let's see. This is also, it's also good. Now these trees have there's a light form on the trees. If you want to use this, you can do this too on your trees. So we can do this. Okay. You don't want to do it everywhere, just the most important trees that are closest to the viewer. See? You can do it here too if we want. Just a little bit, don't overdo it. And what do you say? Let's see, let's put a top on some of these forms here, just for the heck of it. Just put a little nice accent right on top here. See, we're just designing now with our whites. Okay. Nice change of phase. It makes it just kind of, this may be too light, we'll have to see. So let's continue here. We'll come in here and we can pick up, just take off a little bit of the paper. Okay, isn't that fun? That gives a nice little sparkle. Nice little sparkle. Okay. Let's see what we can do now. I like to throw in nice horizontal engraving and just one and maybe a half. We already have this guy. I'm going to put one a little farther down, but smaller. And that really gives us a nice feel of a nice horizontal read. Okay, let's do that. I'll be right back. I'm going to put the reflection in the water now. Now, one thing that's very important, I have cut a mat, and the mat is going to be placed right here. When you do your reflection in the water, you have to be absolutely on a horizontal, particularly in a view like this. If it tips, it just doesn't, it's just uncomfortable. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this kind of a reflection in the water. And I'm going to go right through my personage, my figurine here, because that'll bring the eye into that part of the painting. So this is what we do. You take your X-Acto knife and start to scrape. Slowly. Now I'm going to just do a little bit on the surface, just a little bit. Then I'm going to start to use my eraser and to see how strong the line is. It becomes more aggressive there. And then you can go back in and do it again and again and again until you get the right consistency. It's fun to get a nice small reed in your painting because it's a great change of pace. It gives a great scale. Okay. All right, I'm going to go a little more aggressive. I want to sense it a little more right here, so let's go. And I'm going to turn this up. There we go. The importance of having a good paper. You can take some of this abuse. There we go. And let's see where we go here with this. Well, that should do it. Let's see what we got. You know, you go. We go from light to dark here. So. Nice change of pace. There we go. Isn't that cool? Alright. I'm going to leave that now just for the time being, and I will come back and after I do a few more things. Oh, I'm going to get a little stronger reed here. Because it's a lighter area. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. There we go. That's a lot like this guy. I may do a secondary. So I go 1, 2, 3 in space. We'll see. We'll see. Now, I want to go in and correct some of my values. This is all part of the process. Particularly this is a real finished watercolor. It's not just a sketch. So, yeah, I think I can take a secondary read there. We will see. Okay, so what I'd like to do is to I'm going to diminish this white. It's a little aggressive. And this is how you do it. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. Just go to your... I'm going to take a little bit of this. Very little. Very light. What color do I want? Maybe a little more into the green. Huh. Just take it down just a tad. Yeah. There we go. Feather that little baby. And over here, I'm not that happy with the outcome. It's a little aggressive for me. So you try it, you put it on, and then you own it. You own this. Just go until you find the color you want. What do you want to say? How much you want to say? What do you care about? Oh, that's cool. I'm happy camper. Maybe I'll pull this a tad. It's your sensitivity that makes this good or bad or indifferent. It's what you feel would be a good idea. All right. I am going to cut. I'm going to get my mat out, and I will, once it's matted, I will make another 1 or 2 decisions, and then I think we're almost done. Okay. All right, now we are going to animate this area just a little bit because of the ripples from the boat. So I'm going to go in and do a few more lines in here, maybe just 2. And we'll do it quickly, and then we have to adjust the lines we've already put in. So let's just do this quickly. That's that one, and then I want to get one right down here. Yeah, so that should do it. Let's get our eraser going. I'm liking that. Let's go. Now I'm going to just regulate this just a little bit. I'm going to take this down. This color is a little strong. Just a little strong for what I want. That's better. I'm going to get rid of this guy. Rid of this guy. That's good. This is good. This is good. And I want to diminish some of the white passage there because it's almost too mechanical, and that's what happens. It's not a problem. I'm going to just get just a little bit of a wet brush, and let's see, where would I like to have that? Maybe a little less obtrusive right here. Okay, voila. I'll take it down over here. See, it just blends in nicely. And we'll just get that down a little bit. I'd like to clean this up over here. Okay, I'm going to pull this in a little bit. Isn't that fun? It's great to know that we can do all kinds of stuff. See how that's coming in and out? I'll take it down over here a little bit. That's how water just kind of moves through space. Take this down. All right. All right, I think we're pretty darn close here. Take this down a little bit back in here, a little more. All right. That should do it. That should do it. You know, we remember we were talking about our first read. Now we have our first read with a tree form here. This is the second read. Now this is in our tree. This is 3. 1, 2, 3. This is the presqu'île. Here is the 1 and the 2. So we've orchestrated this the whole painting from beginning to end, and that should just about do it. Now I'm going to frame it up, and I'll have another look with you guys. Let me tape this down so we get close to so it's nice and level. There we go, there's our finished project. Nice little signature down here. Now this is not difficult, this watercolor. I'm not going to demo here for that. It's just a nice simple, you can even, I think here I can even almost do it with a pencil. All right, that's our watercolor. Hope you enjoyed.